Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to your reading for the full moon in Sagittarius. This full moon is happening on June 3rd or 4th, depending where you are in the world. This full moon was seeded as a new moon during a solar eclipse a year and a half ago, right before the South Node entered into your sign. It was right there when the South Node was at 0 degrees of Sagittarius. And so right before it moved in. And with this flowering of that seed of intention comes a lot of answers for you. You have the card of Anzus, which is like answers. It is wisdom. These answers are coming through messages that you are receiving externally and internally. And so there is a need to really pay attention, wow, to what you are receiving. I would say, based on what I'm seeing here, the answers that are within are way more important than you hear from anyone, including from me. So I really want to encourage you to go inside and to trust, to feel very much about what is of value to you that is in your heart. So your overall energy, two cards wanted to come out. One of them is the mountain, but the other one is the bear. And so the bear is bringing you the fish. It's bringing you what you need. And so where there has been an obstacle, what you need is being brought to you to help you to clear this obstacle. And this obstacle has clearly been a very heavy burden on you. But it feels like a spiritual awakening for sure. You guys have been going through this deep transformation, but it feels very much like the phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy. The ability to take all that you have been learning and discovering about yourself and what is of value to you and what is important to you over the course of the past year and a half. While the South Node has been in your sign, it was kicked off with this energy of the new moon eclipse that we had in Sagittarius on December 4th, 2021. But now that is like it is like a flowering, like the flower opens up, right? And so, but that's not the end of a plant, is it, right? When the flower opens up and it shows its beauty, it is the end of a particular phase or cycle, right? And then there is the flower then becomes a seed again, and then there is something new that grows. And so we're elevating to another phase. There's something happening here, and what you need is being brought to you. This is your spirit guide. They've got your back, and they're bringing you what you need when you need it. And so pay attention to the downloads and the insights that you are receiving, and they are really empowering. They are giving you a chance to really step up and step into your own power. Because here we have this very empowered energy as the key to the situation. So this is you. This is you standing in your full glory and your full power, knowing that you can manifest and create what you want. There is a lot of wisdom and knowledge that is gained from the experiences you've had over the past year and a half. So wisdom is when you take information, knowledge, right, and experience, and you put them together, distill them together, and it becomes the energy of wisdom. And so it is applying that wisdom to the next stage and phase of your life because you are moving forward on something. So there is great downloads, insights, and secrets being revealed to you in your heart space, information coming in, things that have kept either you are keeping to yourself, which wouldn't surprise me, Scorpio, but also stuff where things you've been seeking suddenly come to light. How do you transform the situation? We have the book, and this book is closed. And so it's a book of secrets. It's a diary. It's a diary. It's your experiences. It's the wisdom you've gained from what you've gone through. There's a need to really communicate with yourself about what you have gone through, what is of value to you, what's important to you. I think that setting your sights, having hope for the future, when everything feels like when the South Node goes through your sign, it's just difficult. And not only that, but you had Saturn in Aquarius for the majority of that time, squaring that energy, making it really uncomfortable and stressing that situation. So you were opposed by Uranus in square with Saturn. Yeah, no, it's been tough. There's no way that wasn't tough. And so trying to find the hope in your heart and knowing what direction you wanted to go in has been very complicated. And so finding your footing, finding your North Star, finding the direction you want to move in. But there is the strategy of Scorpio here. In the area of seeking knowledge and information, we have the fox. And that fox is looking at the fish that are swimming upstream, and he's calculating, what are they doing, how are they moving, how can I get what it is I need. And so there's that cunningness, that slyness, but there's the observation. There is noting what is happening around you and how can you use it to your advantage. How very, very Scorpio of you. So, oh, I love it. You have the divine masculine and divine feminine. I hadn't even noticed that. So in your area of resources, you're being asked to be open to receiving what it is that you need. Be open to receiving. And so whereas you have been trying to be smart and cunning and sort it out and try to game the situation, Spirit is saying, but we're going to bring you what you need. And so I almost feel like it's like, can you relax into the knowledge, right? He looks very relaxed and confident. Can you relax into the knowledge that what you need, be open to receiving, is going to be brought to you? She is looking to the future. She is anticipating the arrival. She is looking down the road, right? She knows what she needs is coming. Spirit is bringing it to you. In the area of the action to take, you have the rider. And this rider is moving quickly. So things are going to speed up. Things are going to happen. The energy is just doing that right now anyway, especially as that South Node is exiting your sign and it moves into Libra. That means the North Node is moving out of slow and steady, gets it done, let's know what we're going to do and be determined energy of Taurus into, oh my God, let's go, energy of Aries. And so I think that a whole energy starts picking up. I think it is really going to be hard to miss all of that. We have a lot of planets in fire sign Leo right now, which is definitely about manifesting and creating and moving things forward. And if you are a Scorpio rising, that is your 10th house of career. And so things are going to really be picking up in the career sector for you with the initiation here of this also fire sign energy of a full moon in Sagittarius. And so there's just a lot of things that are coming into play. And the sun in Gemini, air sign, it feeds fire. And so it is, the sun, of course, is a fiery energy. And so there is this, it's almost like the liftoff energy that is coming up. And so you're being asked and encouraged to look into your heart. What have you learned? And what feels like home to you? What feels loyal to you? You're being asked to be loyal in your heart space. We have the dog of loyalty. So in your heart, there's a need to recognize your own sense of loyalty to yourself and what you need. And also where in your life are you finding loyalty, because that's important. And then here, there's that phoenix rising from the ashes energy. In the area of what to anchor into, we have the card of the resurrection, right? There is a tomb, but the door is open. It is a resurrection. There is a revival, a resurrection. There is a renewal of energy. There is, over here, we have a crow coming in, which is bringing magic. And we have either an eclipse or a new moon. We have a new moon that is happening right around the solstice. I think it's happening on the 19th. I haven't gotten that far into this yet to be able to tell you for sure, but that's what I think. Okay, so this news, this information, this stuff that is being brought to you, it is important that you keep as much of it to yourself as possible, which is excellent, because if anyone can keep a secret, the secret of their intentions, the secret of their motives, the secret of the knowledge. Like if you want to find a confidant to talk to that will keep your secrets, you go see a Scorpio, right? You guys are really good at it. And here we have protect your energy. You know, before I started this video, I was really unsettled and I had to clear my energy. I had this sense of something was about to happen, but I wasn't sure what it was, and it felt uncomfortable to me. So she has put a circle of light around you. And so I want to encourage you to, when you get up in the morning, to call in your spirit guide team and to literally just wave around yourself this circle. I would go horizontally and I would go this way. And so you create this sphere of energy around you and you visualize yourself being in a very protective bubble. I have no idea what this is about. So it could be about people talking crap about you, which is like, that way it all bounces off, you know. I'm rubber, you're glue. Or it could be that there are shifts and changes happening around you, and this is going to protect you from being affected by them. I do think that putting a circle of light around yourself is going to be really important as you are going through this transformation, because when are we the most vulnerable, right? Is when we are in this space of the quiet, before the resurrection, before the renewal, when we have gone through the hard stuff and we are exhausted and recovery. You're in a stage of recovery and things are about to pick up their pace, and so you'll want to create the safe environment for you to stand in. So you have here communications on the way. Communications on the way. And so the way says, your luck is always changing. Follow the natural cycles of the rise and the ebb. Walk the middle path and avoid extremes and excess. You will be in the right place at the right time. And so I feel like this is the circle of protection. When you're putting the circle of protection around you in the morning, just say, I'm always in the right place at the right time with the right people and the right opportunities. And whatever happens to me is for the best and the highest good. And if you can just lean into that energy and know that what you need is going to be brought to you. And this is a very protective energy right here, this bear. The mother bear, you do not want to get in the way of the mother bear, right? Okay, so abandon false praise and people around you will be truthful. Abandon formality and those around you will be sincere. Forsake cleverness, right? Forsake cleverness. And people will be kind to each other. And so whereas you've been trying to be really clever in order to sort things out and figure out your next steps, you're being asked to trust that it's going to be brought to you. This communication thing too, I really want to go back to that because there was something that came in. Abolish formality and those around you will be sincere. Because we have the card of communication. And so I think there's a need to really speak from your heart. Dogs don't care. Dogs don't care whatever negative, bad thing, mostly they don't. They're like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. It is unconditional love in the heart space when you get this dog loyalty there. This is about unconditional love for yourself and unconditional love for others. And so the ability to have a real heart-to-heart conversation with somebody about really what it is that is of value to you and what it is you're doing. Whether this is negotiating in a business sense, or whether this is negotiating for something within a family dynamic or a friends group. When you are very sincere about what is of value to you and what is important to you, and it's not about always having to come out on top. Zig Ziglar likes to say that what you get everything in life that you want if you help enough other people get what they want. And so negotiation is about the give and the take. It is about understanding what is really and truly important to you, but recognizing that other people have things that are really and truly important to them. And nobody is really better at sorting out in their head, in my opinion, than a Scorpio, what is somebody else's true motive and value and what is really important to them. And so instead of using this as a tool to defeat, you use it as a tool to help it be a win-win situation in any kind of communication that you're trying to do. And so that is, so sometimes what someone really needs is they need to have their pride protected, so that they can go back to their boss or whatever and say they have some sort of a win, even though in reality you will probably come out way ahead in the negotiation. But you have to give them something to, you can, just crushing somebody for the sake of crushing somebody is not going to benefit anybody moving forward, truly. And so, finding a way to communicate and to still accomplish everything in your circle of protection, but at the same time, respecting other people's need to also feel safe and secure. So be proud of what you have achieved through empathy and articulation. Be proud of what you've, so your empathy, your ability to see things from someone else's point of view will allow you to negotiate, to communicate, to achieve greatness in whatever it is that you're trying to do. And so it says use your powers of communication to win over others, not to win and beat others, but to win them over, to bring them to your side, to get everybody on board. And so it's going to be through negotiation with, so, okay, so I'm not being political here, but I'm going to use an example that we can pretty much all see. There's a strong Scorpio in Joe Biden's chart. I can't remember if it's his sun or his rising, but he has this strong Scorpio energy, and he has the ability to empathize with others. And so in his negotiations with Kevin McCarthy, he understands Kevin McCarthy needs to have some sort of a win, but he also understands what it is of value to him that he has said he is going to do. And so this negotiation process that is going on is him trying to find a way to let Kevin McCarthy continue to be the speaker, to not destroy him in his life, but at the same time following through on what is of value and important to him. Now, whether or not he ends up being successful with this in the end, I don't know. But that is what you can see him trying to do. And so that is what you're being asked to do, to understand that other people have to be able to stand in their power also, and they can't be crushed in whatever it is you're trying to negotiate for, whether it is a raise, better working conditions, whether it is a relationship issue with your family or your friends or something you're trying to do. This last year and a half has taught you something, and what it has taught you is what is truly of value to you, and you're not being asked to sacrifice that. But I think it has also been a very humbling experience where you recognize that people feel the need to also be able to maintain some sense of dignity. And so in this communication, where you have the ability to really see what other people need and want, you do see that. That is a superpower of Scorpio. You're being asked to use your power for good and not evil because it will benefit you in the long run. It will. And so it's not about working from strategy, it's working from empathy, unconditional love, and the win-win aspect of whatever it is you're trying to bring in. And so with this full moon where we release something and we let it go in order to allow something in, one of the things that could be is that I have to dominate and I have to control and I have to be large and in charge, and instead just opening up the space for true confidence in what you believe in, and understanding that what you really need will be brought to you, and it isn't necessary to make sure that everybody else loses in order for you to win. That was a lot, and I'm not sure who that was for. Always check out your sun, moon, and rising. Okay, so your voice will be heard because you command attention. You command attention. You are in a power position, a position of power. Dyslexia. So apply your creativity to the job at hand. There's a creative solution. There's a win-win solution. You are protected. You know how to protect your space. So put it in your circle of protection. But there's the kids had a Scorpio rising swim coach. And he would say, nothing is better than crushing the human spirit. And I used to say to my kids, I don't know why he thinks that's a good thing. So I don't think it's a good thing to crush everybody else. So, all right, you guys, don't do that. You guys, this is an important step. It is a milestone. It is a milestone. And within a few weeks, that North Node shifts. The South Node moves out of your sign into Libra, and you'll be in the integration period. And you'll be being asked to do a lot of analysis of yourself and what you've learned and where your values sit and what it is you really want. And over the course of the next year and a half, I think that you're going to find major changes, and you will be the phoenix that rises from the ashes. You will. You are resilient that way. And you guys take really good care. I'll see you back here soon.